Every game I stream, I lose. Trying to get that out.
Who's going to be quite a big part of this offense?
With that, let's get on out to Houston. We're standing by as our commentary team, Brandon Guyton and Charles Davis.
All right, thanks, Larry. EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the heart of Texas at NRG Stadium in Houston. Tonight, we've got a great Sunday night matchup between the Indianapolis Colts and the Houston Texans. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. 10 yards on the pickup there. And it's good enough for an Indianapolis first down.
Ooh. Ooh. Ooh.
Ooh.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll get this up to about the 38-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. Here's the offense, and if you're the defense, Charles, you really have to focus on that guy that's highlighted on the screen.
You're talking about pure speed. T.Y. Hilton can get down the middle of the field and really stretch a defense.
So the offense now dealing with a 2nd and 7.
All right.
Now a play fake, and it's locked. And right side, Henry's got it. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
And the game just keeps evolving. Big guys running those corner routes, so difficult to cover.
Going to give this time to the tailback. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
Now Love. He sets to fire deep. He was looking for Dante Moncrief that time. And it's 3rd and 4. The defensive crew for the Texans. Here's a look.
Whitney Merciless is rapidly becoming one of the top outside linebackers in the game. As well he should. With that name, he's got to be great.
So a 2nd down incompletion now brings up 3rd down. From the gun on 3rd down, Love. And able to find Dorsett. And he's brought down after a good gain. It's a gain of 20 and picking up the first.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
And that's the type of play that'll fire up the defense. Hold them to 1 yard on a first down run. It'll be interesting to see if the offense decides to press the run at all, or if they'll abandon it now after gaining only 1 on that play.
On 2nd down, they'll try and run the counter. And they'll get him down right around the 16. Call it a gain of 4, and it'll leave him with a 3rd down and 6 to go.
I think that run gives us evidence that the defense is getting a little bit tired out there. They've been out in the field for a long time, and that last run, they just cut right through it.
8th play in this opening drive coming up. This is 3rd down. Throwing on 3rd down, Love. And he's got his man Hilton. And he will have the first down before he's brought down at the 3.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
Here's Love. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. A great play there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Colts take it right down and score on the opening drive.
Can you give me something?
Now after the touchdown, here's Pat McAfee to kick. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. On the ground, this is Lamar Miller. And he'll be tackled at about the 35. That one good for 10 yards. And that'll bring up a second and just about a few inches here.
That was a good, strong run there. While we'll pick up a first down, it was definitely something needed by that offense. A positive run. They got a good push by their guys up front. Maybe something they can build on as this game continues.
Let's go. Green 39. Leopard. Now look at 56. Let's go.
Wentz to throw on second down. On the right side, this is Miller. And he's brought down after a good game. Good use of the pass there to pick up the first down against a defensive look that they did specifically prepare for, they told us, coming into this one.
Certainly seems like they're holding all the right cards now, doesn't it? Because of their preparation. Went back, watched the tape, studied the tendencies, and they felt like they had them down cold, and they were able to use the pass against them.
Down on the field, we've got an injured Colt after that last play. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. So now 11 yards to go for this offensive unit in second down. Now a play fake. Wentz. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. The Pro Bowler DeAndre Hopkins, the intended receiver. And it'll bring up third down.
Oh,
One
yeah.
of the toughest things about playing defensive back is pattern reading, trying to figure out what they're doing. And on that one, they had to fly.
Not today, he ain't.
Downfield with the in route accompanying it, what people call a dagger route, trying to hit the guy underneath after the clear out. In this case, though, they're not able to get it done.
Yeah, they said forget the underneath route. They went for the guy on the fly, but as you said, incomplete. And the offense looks to pick up the first here on third after that incompletion.
This nigga really, like, does not have
Now Wentz on third down.
a life.
And he's got
No way that
And
you
he will have a first down at about the 21-yard line.
Right, like you're out
Charles
with your
Davis,
family.
Brandon Gordon, and it's Texans football as we get going in quarter number 2. And they're on the move here. They've got it 1st and 10.
You said you were taking your daughter to this fair, but you ain't with me though.
They go back to the ground now with Miller.
Gotta
Trying
make
to
that
find a
block.
lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. And no more. And the tackle there by Quan Alexander. So nothing there. I don't know that that's all in the back, though. You got to look at blocking there, don't you?
I would agree with that totally. At some point, they have to win at the point of attack. Instead, it was the defense getting it done again and holding them to no gain.
You just saying anything, yeah. Anything African sounding is his name.
The play clock's running down. On second down, here's Wentz. For Kidder here, it's complete. And brought down, but not before they get it inside. A solid pickup at 13 sets him up 1st and goal. And now the passing game here in the second quarter starting to heat up a little bit.
Kennedy.
Feel the rhythm starting to happen, right? You see it now. The confidence is starting to rise. I think now's a play caller because that has happened, you lean on it a little bit more. You don't go totally away from running the football, but you do say, guess what? We can throw it well with a whole lot of confidence.
Second and goal. They still need 8 yards to find the end zone. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. A nice run there as he picks up 6. It's going to be 3rd and goal now. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is a time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4 down territory.
The line of scrimmage is the 2 here on 3rd and goal. Time running out here on the play clock. And movement here by one of the Texans up front. In comes the flag. So they're back at the 7 now for 3rd and goal. On play action, Wentz flushed out right. And he'll just chuck this one up into row G. It's incomplete.
It's a tried and true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. And Markey's kick is good. And they are on the board, trailing now 6-3. And that field goal caps an 11-play drive.
It's a lot of offense to run to only get 3 points, but they'll take them. Anytime you can put anything on the board, you run to your sideline, somewhat happy.
And the Colts offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. And they will simply be looking to duplicate what they did last drive when they were able to push it in for 6.
And they hope it'll be that easy, right? To be able to take exactly what happened before, replicate it. They have to make a few additional changes along the way because I'm sure the defense will make some adjustments. And have great confidence having scored the last time out.
Of an opening there as he's only going to get this to about the 32.
Oh, CJ, no.
Texan here slow to get up. While the training staff works on him.
He's holding his knee.
And after the play on the ground, that brings up 2nd down here. Play action. It's Locke. This completes a Henry over the middle. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there, freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
And some extras coming up on the line here, readying for the blitz. They'll run it now, out of the gun. Fighting him off.
Just ran right through the trash.
And he's brought down. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains.
Absolutely love the run right there. This guy's known for his quickness, but also for his speed. And he's able to get to the 2nd level almost before you blink if you give him any type of blocking. Always talk about slot receivers. They're usually known as quicker than fast. In this case, we've got a guy who's
Oh, my God. What are you doing, man? You're supposed to be right there, dog.
Able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you get much more balance than this. Big-time run. Big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
2 minutes remain here in the first half. We're back to Houston after this timeout. They come out 5 wide. 3 of them to the right side. Luck now to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
To throw on 2nd down is Locke. Completes it to Moncrief, left side. 4 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 1. completed pass on second down. Now it's third down as the defense looks for the stop. They'll give it to him right up the gut. Calling no gain that time, and they're going to be left looking up at a 4th and 1.
On every snap, the defense is trying to establish who they are, but on 3rd and short, that's really when you put it out there and tell people who you are, and that's exactly what they did. For the offense, they're looking at their offensive line and saying, guys, where are you? We need you on those plays.
And now the Colts call on their field goal unit here. And his kick here is good. And the lead will increase to 6 now. It's 9-3. So the drive stalls out, but they are able to put 3 points on the board.
Yeah, just a yard or two shorter than an extra point, so no problems converting there.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Texans offense now, they get set to head back onto the field. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk is a big decision here. Let's make this one simple. What a catch, especially the finishing part of getting his feet in bounds, toe tapping, and of course, foot dragging.
Tapestry, if you will.
Oh, I like it.
On 1st and 10, here's Wentz. Caught left side, Hopkins. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. So 2nd down, 3 yards to go now.
No, check.
Wentz to throw on 2nd down. He's got time. And that one will fall incomplete. Clock here now just under 30 seconds to go in this first half.
Well, he did almost everything right. Excellent coverage, breaks on the football, just unable to haul it in and take it the other way. So he dropped an interception. The key for him now, don't dwell on it. Just move on to the next play.
They'll come out in the pistol. Wentz going to try and throw on 3rd. Then he's got the completion to Hopkins. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. So after that big play, let's see if they can catch their defense maybe on their heels. They isolate Hopkins on the left side. Throwing on 1st is Wentz. Eluding the pressure right. And some room to maneuver. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down about the 21 or 22.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
Now Wentz throwing on 2nd down. It's complete to Hopkins. And he's brought down. It's a good gain of 11. Sets him up 1st and goal. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run. Wentz now on 1st down. That'll be incomplete with 9 seconds now showing on the clock.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it. let's see what second down has in store.
Let's go.
Back to the air on second down. Wentz. And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. DeAndre Hopkins in the final seconds of the first half. And his guys are an extra point away now from taking the lead. And he'll bang that one through. Now after the score, it's Parkey on to kick it away. Very short kick. This will be taken by one of the up men. And now Indianapolis set to take the field. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
He's going to let this one go deep. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And the Texans set to come onto the field. They have the lead now. They'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about,
he'll be grabbed from behind and slung down like a rag doll. They dial up the corner blitz that time, and it delivers to the tune of a 9-yard loss.
Dumped the whole trash can downstairs on my chair. I'm like, you just get bored when nobody's here or what? Like,
Alright, now look at 56. Look at 56.
sure, it was Duchess because Ella usually does do that.
On second down, here's Miller. And he'll take this up only to about his 18-yard line. They get 2 yards back, but they're going to need a lot more than that here on third down.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're not doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and all plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
The defensive line disperses a little bit here, maybe expecting a pass. He's got time in the pocket. He's going to lock one. Deep left. Now across the body. It's intercepted. A great read, it's picked off. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. A look at the offense now here, coming back out on the road for their first possession of the second half.
He wouldn't let me take a picture.
After the interception, it's locked. Wide open receiver complete. And he's brought down after a good game. It's a pickup of 21. And it'll give the Colts a first down. They're going to hurry back to the line now. Here's Locke. And complete to Moncrief over the middle. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. It's an 8-yard pickup, and it'll make it second down. Offense in a good spot here, 2nd and 2.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well. So the run moves the chains, and here we go on first down. On first down, Luck. On the right side, it's Hilton with a catch. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs. So here we go, 1st and 10 now. On first down, it's Luck. Caught on the right side by North.
Come on, man. He's not breaking
it. Break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because because he creates mismatches with his size. The slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And this play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back to the 15. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down. And here comes play number 6 on this drive.
And frankly, Brandon, we're talking about things I'm not sure we ever thought we'd talk about in the NFL. And a lot of that is the speed at the linebacker position. A lot of these guys in college, they were safeties. They moved them up to outside linebacker to combat the spread offenses. And now we're seeing it in the NFL. Those same guys using their speed.
Damn, Pat, what's he do to Reaper? He just in my DM asked me if I want his quarterback.
And his kick is good. And they take the lead here by 2, 12-10. So they don't get a touchdown here on this opening drive of the 3rd quarter, but I think you still say mission accomplished as they come away from it with the lead.
Absolutely. You got to apply the pressure here, make the other guys play catch-up for a while, and now you just hope your defense can step up and protect the lead.
And now out comes Houston. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. It'll be a pickup of just 2, and that'll make it 2nd down. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. Wentz. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. And he's taken down, but not before getting this across midfield and just shy of the 40.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
And the offense moving quickly to the line.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it?
And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. Their big tight end, his 2nd touchdown on the season, and the Texans have retaken the lead. Boy, it's nice to have that big, reliable target you can go to.
Each and every time. A lot of people see that position as a fallback. Throw it to them when all else fails. Not at all. This guy can make plays, and that's exactly what he just did.
Yeah, play here for a touchdown. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. And now Indianapolis set to take the field. And after the field goal last time, see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
Now he's going to throw deep back over the middle. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
On every offensive coordinator, every play caller sheet, they have about 5 or 6 plays per game that they call shot plays or big plays, and you don't get many opportunities to dial them up, and they just did, and they drop it with a great chance to make a big play. That's going to hurt.
Back to the air. Luck on 2nd down. Over to the right side. Caught by Moncrief. And he's brought down. They give him 17 yards that time as that'll move the chains. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
They go play action here on 1st down. Steps away to his left. Room here to run. And he's going to be out of bounds down inside the 20. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
How about that scramble by Andrew Luck? Sometimes we forget just how big, strong, and yes, fast Andrew Luck is. When he came out of college at the Combine, shocked everyone, ran a sub-4 840.
And he grew up a big soccer guy over in Europe, so he knows how to use his feet.
That he does, and I think it has helped his legs along the way as well.
Fresh set of downs here. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
Shift together here from the D-line. They come out here in the eye. Here's Luck now on 2nd down. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. 4 yards on the play, and that leads to the 1st and goal.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew.
Come on, man.
To get to his primary guy. I think he read.
Oh, you saw
Thank
that
you.
coming. It's intercepted, thrown back across his body. A great read, and it's picked off. And not great starting field position here for the offense. They isolate Hopkins on the left side. In his own end zone, it's Wentz.
Oh my God, you fucking.
Interception return for a great read, and it's picked off. Well, we know this defense has athleticism. Spots like that prove us right.
I love the way that you spotlighted the athleticism because you and I both know the best athletes on the field, they play on defense.
I was a kicker. You got to remember that now.
Come on, come on.
Here's Luck. And no, incomplete. They can't convert. So they try to bump
Carson,
the lead up to a
Carson,
field goal.
Carson.
Instead, it stays at 1 here in the 4th. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And now out comes Houston. They come up in an offset eye. So after the INT, here's Wentz.
Don't. Oh my God. Why didn't you?
And he goes down. The defense rising to the
Bruh,
challenge
the
and
nigga
setting
was
him
wide
back
open.
on the sack.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively.
I'm
Giving up a
hitting
big sack that
circle
loses
and
that kind of
pump
yardage,
fake, man.
Not a great start.
All right, here we go.
Wentz to throw on 2nd down. Dumps it complete to Miller. And he'll be about a full yard shy of the 20 at the 19-yard line. So it's 3rd and long, and defensively, not a real surprise. They're in the dime. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
Man, so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game, it was touchdown or interception. Now he got to the check down, a nice safe throw, and a good one.
And quickly, they get to the line. A first down carry now for Miller. And he's brought down. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs.
Well, so much for him being bottled up throughout the day. Finally finds a way to break through and get a really nice gain. The defense had felt great about what they had going. Now they've got to turn their attention to getting it back in that direction. Can they bottle him up again? Because I'd say after that run, confidence is pretty high for him.
Throwing now is Wentz. Setting up the screen for Miller. Roughing the passer, that's shades of Charles Davis back in his playing days.
Oh, I sure wish it had been, Brandon. Back in my day, I didn't hit anyone hard enough to rough the passer. I had a number of teammates that handled that for me.
So this offense really needs to make something happen here late in the fourth with the football. And they'll go on the ground. 11 yards on the pickup, and it'll give the Texans a first down.
And that run was what a lot of people call an explosive run. Gave them good yardage, solid yardage. They feel good about the whole thing, and they did it behind a two tight end set. It's always interesting to watch what offenses want to do with the two tight ends. Sometimes they line them up together for a power set. Sometimes they put one on each side of the line of scrimmage to balance things out. No matter what, though, when you see two tight ends on the field, your first thought is to think of run. In this case, the offense was able to run successfully.
Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this. Now they send a man in motion right.
You say that somebody signed Blaine Gabbert?
And he's going to get this back
Yes, he's back in San Francisco.
He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. Trying to keep the drive going here. This is play number 7 on 3rd and 2.
Here we go now.
Why, you want him back?
They'll try to run for it with Miller. He didn't get the touchdown, but he did get the first down as he's tackled at the 1.
I don't know about you.
And now here's a timeout called by the Colts on the defensive side of the ball. It's just
I give him to you cheap.
2 more to use here in the final stages. Timeout taken by the Colts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. They come out here in the eye. Offense working with a 2nd and goal now from the 3. And he gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Houston. A great effort there. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Texans have taken the lead here in the 4th quarter. Here we go now as we get set for a big 2-point conversion. They'll try to punch it in with Miller. And he is not going to make it. So they won't be able to move this lead up to a touchdown as it'll remain a 5-point ball game. Now after the score, it's Markey on to kick it away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. And now Indianapolis set to take the field. They're down here in a 1-score game. At the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late game situation. What are we going to do when we have the opportunity? They've called these plays a bunch of times. Now's their chance to execute them.
The opportunity now. Here's the execution. Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10. Back to throw.
That nigga's knee don't exist, man.
On the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
His knee is disintegrated.
When you add to it, you get a little hit on the quarterback, knock him to the ground, make him think a little bit, hopefully knock him off his game, especially in a game of this magnitude, this tight in the 4th quarter. Got to feel pretty good as a defense.
He's gonna let it go.
Get the fuck out of here, man.
A big play there for Indy. 41 yards.
want to
Last
play
drive he
rough.
threw the pick, but he's not shy. He's going downfield again there.
And you can't be, because if you win
Nah.
after throwing an interception, your whole game plan just goes right out the window, and it makes things easier for a defense.
Oh,
And you and I
who's
both
this?
know there's a
Who's
quarterback in
86?
this league that's any good that doesn't throw an interception occasionally, and they usually bounce back in a big way. I've seen guys throw 5 and still find a way to win the game in the end.
One receiver left is Hilton.
You don't know about out routes. Catch the ball.
Incomplete. T.Y. Hilton, the intended receiver. And that'll make it 3rd down.
All defenders get tired of hearing about their lack of
You know
hands.
he don't know nothing about no out routes.
Instead of offense, but in this situation, it was the hands that made the play. Batting the ball away on an attempted touchdown pass. Excellent
Hell no.
job.
Get the fuck out of here.
Touchdown.
I guess he is.
And they've taken the lead here in the final minute. So
Good shit, Ghost.
nothing left on the clock. They get Charles what should be the
How do y'all be losing
game-winning
to this nigga?
touchdown catch.
That felt so much like
Exactly.
practice and preparation coming together. So many times
He caught that
in practice
fucking
of the
deep
week,
ass
he
bomb,
scored a
dog. He
game-winning
gets one of those
touchdown.
every
Everyone leaves the
fucking
field feeling good
time,
about
man.
themselves. They got it done for real in this situation.
Love will try and throw for it. And now
Oh,
it's
you supposed to pick that,
So
man.
they can't convert for 2, but they still have the lead as we get toward the end of the 4th. Now after the touchdown, here's Pat McAfee to kick. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And now out comes Houston. They only need a field goal. Obviously, the clock a huge factor. They'll be watching that. What do they need to do here, Charles?
Your sequence of plays has to get you out of bounds. Completions, get out of bounds, gain some yardage. Then when the clock hits 7 seconds or left, now you get a decision. Are you in field goal range, or is it Hail Mary time? Because from 7 seconds down, you don't want to take a shot that you're going to have another play.
We'll see how they handle it.
Damn, I can't get that extra 15 reps.
The 35-yard line. That's what they need right now. Get the first down, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
Just playing smart football, understanding the situation, making the plays necessary, and making sure that clock stops at every opportunity.
All right, here we go. Check number 6. Check number 6.
He'll look to throw. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and it'll be a 2nd down.
And there's another completion to the tight end. And let's face it, it is hard to overthrow a 6'6" target.
It is indeed. Quarterbacks like their speed guys. They like that huge 6'6" target that they've got in him.
They really do, and it reminds me of what one great tight end told me once. He had told his quarterback, just make sure you throw it up there, you know, kind of like put it up on the top shelf where the kids can't get it.
So 2nd and medium, 2nd and 5 now.
Watch it now, boys.
Defense really showing respect to the deep ball here, playing off the receivers. Back to throw. Oh, it's a screen pass. It's complete. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. So the offense has it 1st and 10. They isolate Hopkins on the left side. They'll bring a receiver in motion left. They'll look to throw. And he'll just throw this one over in the way of the security crew. Incomplete here. Offense still needing 10 yards. 2nd down.
Let's go back to the NFL. Here we go. All right, now look at 56. Look at 56.
And he gets that bullshit on this.
Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a 1st down. Well done.
Shout out my
Exactly
nigga
what they
Bomber.
wanted there. Out route catch, get out
What
of
I
bounds,
do?
stop the clock.
And I have to criticize defense here because you know the situation. You want to keep them inbounds and have the clock run. So obviously
Let's
they
see,
got
I
the
go,
outside
oh, look
portion
at that
of the field. And now let's
perfection.
go out route. Throwing
Hell
it
yeah!
make the tackle and out route. That's not the way you're supposed to play.
A lot of scoring. There's no doubt about that in this one, Charles. Points, they were not in a premium. They were pretty easy to come by.
They were, but it was fun. wasn't
Shout
it?
out my
Because
nigga Bomber.
both teams finding ways to click. And you know people who love this
I
game.
got
They love
shouted.
baseball games that are 14-11 with 3 or 4 home runs mixed in.
Nah, he changed it that play because he thought it was coming for the Hail Mary.